What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing another vlog style video, and I know what you're gonna say, but you've already done that, and the answer is yes, but every day is different, so why not do another day? This is day 1 of 6 night shifts, and yeah, let's see what we see. Let's go. Alright guys, so the very first thing I do when I get here is log into the system, and then next I go get the pager. Got it. Even though I hate this thing, you have to hold it for the next 12 hours. I also got sign out from the interventional radiology fellow who goes home at 8 p.m. and turns everything over to me. So I transfer the IR pager over to the radiology pager, so I cover radiology and interventional radiology overnight. If someone needs a stat or emergent interventional radiology consult, they call me and I call the fellow in. That's how that works. It's not a bad gig for fellows. Alright, so the next thing I do is wipe down my station. It's cold and flu season right now. I have a cold right now, and I don't want the flu like I had last year, so we're going to wipe it down. Wipe that dictaphone down. And I use these anti-cancer, anti-TB wipes or whatever. That's why I wear gloves, because apparently they cause cancer or something like that. Either way, I don't want it on my skin. Alright, so let's turn down the lights and start reading some studies. Alright, so it's now like 8:40, and I've been here 40 minutes, and I just got paged by the nuclear medicine tech that there is a HIDA scan that he needs me to look at to make sure the patient doesn't have acute cholecystitis. So that's what we're going to do now. Be right back. Alright, so that was just a false alarm. The tech just had some trouble with positioning the patient to get the right image. However, I will still teach you how to read a HIDA scan. Let's go. Today we're going to be discussing a HIDA scan. HIDA. That stands for hepatobiliary aminodiacetic acid scan. So what we do with this scan is we inject a radio-labeled substance, technetium merbrophinin, and it goes in through the bloodstream, into the liver, and excreted via the biliary system. So as you can see, it gets taken up by the liver, and then as you see, the gallbladder will eventually start showing up. It's better down here. More delayed phases at the bottom. So once the gallbladder shows up, we know that this is a normal study. As you can see, this is a normal study as well. You see the vague outline of the liver, and as the radiotracer in the liver decreases, it goes into the biliary system and then reflexes back up into the gallbladder where it is stored. You have a nice opaque gallbladder, which means contrast is making it through the hepatic duct and common bile duct as well as the cystic duct and into the gallbladder, which means there is no obstruction and no cholecystitis. This is a normal study. Alright, so you still don't know what the heck I'm talking about. So let's go into it. So here we have the liver and the biliary system. Normally, the radiotracer will be taken up into the liver. It'll go down the bile ducts into the common bile duct, and some of it will reflex into the gallbladder, which makes the gallbladder black on imaging because it is full of radiotracer. Now, say you had a whole bunch of gallstones in your gallbladder, and one of them decided to come up and sit right into the cystic duct and give you a whole bunch of pain, and the doctors would be worried about acute cholecystitis. What we would see on our HIDA scan is that the radiotracer would be taken up into the liver. It would go down the bile ducts as it should and into the duodenum. However, when the radiotracer would go down the biliary ducts, it would not reflux into the cystic duct and into the gallbladder because it is being blocked by this stone right here. So we would not see the gallbladder light up on a positive scan. Hopefully that makes sense. So when there's a stone blocking the duct, the cystic duct, contrast or radiotracer cannot go into the gallbladder, and therefore we will not see the gallbladder on our scan. So just to reiterate, this is a positive study for acute cholecystitis. This is just going to play on a loop here, but you'll see the liver fill up first, and then you'll see bowel activity, but you don't see a gallbladder. So liver goes straight to the biliary ducts and down into the bowel, and nothing refluxes into the gallbladder, which means it is blocked off, most likely by a stone, and therefore it is acute cholecystitis. So if you don't see the gallbladder, positive study for acute cholecystitis. Hopefully that makes sense now. Now let's get back to the video. Oh my gosh, guys. It is literally 12:40 in the morning. That's 4 hours since I last recorded that last video. And I have been literally non-stop since. Anything from just crazy MRs to contrast extravasations at the MRI scanner, nuclear medicine techs needing me for the HIDA scans. I mean, non-stop. I tried to help my lower level out with some traumas, but she was getting destroyed by all the traumas that came in, and I didn't even have time to help her, which I always feel bad about because I like to make sure their list is nice and tidy as well. So now I'm going to finally get up. Since I've been sitting here reading studies the last 4 hours, I'll take a little walk and get some water and come back in and wait for some studies to come in. And since I'm going to the lounge, I might as well bring you with me. Alright, so here we go. We have our water cooler. This is a new addition, just in. Our books all around. Mail, microwave, coffee machine, which I use all the time. Drawer, which is usually full, which now is just disgusting. Usually there's some coffee in there. Fridge, chairs, couch that converts to a bed, which I may or may not be on later. Our pack station, which is located conveniently directly across from the bed. And we have a little TV in here. Actually, it's pretty big. It's like 27-inch or plus, maybe 40-inch. I don't even know. And some computers, printer, phone, the good stuff. So, hope you enjoy your stay in our lounge. That is all we have here. Alright guys, so it is 3 a.m. and if you watched my other videos, you know what that is time for. It's time for Starbucks. Let's see how cold it is outside. Alright guys, so it's about 3:30-ish now. Got my coffee. I've been a little busy. So some of the studies I've read tonight, I've read a whole bunch of brain MRIs to rule out strokes, which is usually the most common thing brain MRIs we read. I haven't read any total spine MRIs yet, which is weird because the ER loves to order those. And if you've seen my Instagram, you know that I hate reading those because, for one, they're usually ordered incorrectly. B, they're really expensive. And C, they take a lot of my time to read. And my list starts piling up the more time I spend on those total spines. What else? I've had to deal with the HIDA patient today. The tech needed me a few times, and we've gone over that. So now you know all about HIDA scans. I've had to go to one of the scanners for a contrast extravasation, which is also the bane of my existence because when I'm really busy and they call me for that stuff, I have to leave and go do that. I've read CT angiogram. I've had to deal with a patient who is bleeding on the floor, and I've almost had to call in the IR fellow, but not yet because the patient is stable. And if they do become unstable, within the next few hours, I will call the fellow in to come try to embolize them. And that's it. So for the next few hours or so, I'll sit here, have a couple more stat studies that are coming down the pipe. I'll hit those, and then I'll probably just work on some YouTube videos as the studies roll in for the next wee hours. When it gets this late, I get really tired, and I really can't do much. So the study starts slowing down, and I'll usually start working on my YouTube videos or whatever I have. I usually just watch YouTube, not too much work, but it is what it is. And since there's only so much I can take of wearing contacts at 4:15 in the morning, it's time to take them out and switch over to glasses. Alright, so it's now 7 a.m. and I will go sign out to Interventional Radiology to let them know about the bleeding patient overnight. Somehow they didn't decide to bleed again, so we didn't have to intervene, but they will this morning. So I have to go tell them about it. And then, lucky me, we have a 7 a.m. physics lecture today, so that's pretty cool. Nothing like working 11 hours then sitting through a 1-hour physics session. I'm sure I won't fall asleep, but we'll see how it goes. Somehow we made it through another night, and I need to get some sleep. Alright guys, so it's officially 8:15 in the morning now. I am completely dead. Actually, I'm not that tired. The first night is always the best because you're just not tired yet. I'll probably get like 2 hours of sleep tonight and then wake up exhausted, so that's cool. Anyways, do me a favor and gently tap on that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment below. If I like it, I'll respond to it. Otherwise, I guess I'll see you guys on the next video.